Hey guys, it's FiveM Creations here, and welcome back to a brand new video. I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a FiveM server in 2024. And if you guys want to join my roleplay server, it would be San Andreas as roleplay. I'll leave it in the description down below, and I'll also leave it up here on screen if you want to join. It will be greatly appreciated, and hopefully I see you guys there. So everything we're going to need for this tutorial, I'll also link in the description. You can also look it up yourself and follow along with the tutorial. All you're going to need is a browser. It doesn't matter what browser you use, just a browser. So let's get right into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our search bar and we're going to look up FiveM. And after you look up FiveM, there should be the FiveM, the GTA 5 multiplayer modification. This should be the first one that pops up, but if it doesn't, try to look for this. It should be fivem.net. Then click on the first link. Now after we got here, I'm pretty sure that most of you guys probably have FiveM downloaded, which you would download from here. But to create your own server, right underneath it will be create your own server, right here. Now, after you click on create your own server, it's going to be like host your own server. So I'll just click the bottom one. Now, after you click the bottom one, there will be a server manual, and underneath it will be Zap Hosting. In my opinion, Zap Hosting is not a very good server contributor. I don't think they host that good of servers. It's kind of lagging, whatever. So personally, I do txadmin. I run my servers off my own server computer. You could build a cheap one for like $500 if you really wanted to. You just have to have good RAM and a good CPU. But I run mine on off of that and then off its own IP address. But personally, I use txadmin, and that's how I'm going to show you guys to do today. And it's really good if you guys are trying to just run it for friends, or if you're trying to make a community, and then you guys can learn more about VPS and all of that. So the first thing we're going to do is go to download the server. So which will be step one. You want to go to Windows Serving Building List. And now from here, we want to download the latest recommended. You don't want to download this one right here, which is the latest one that just came out, because you don't know, that one is still being tested for glitches. And the latest recommended one means it's the best stable one so far for the FiveM build. So download the latest recommended. So after we download the latest recommended, you can minimize this tab, go to your downloads. And from here, it should be in your downloads, and you go double click on this. You should be able to scroll down and find FX server application. Now you want to double click FX server application and hit run. Oh wait, I messed up. So if you guys do not have WinRAR, I kind of messed up a little bit. If you do not have WinRAR, make sure to download WinRAR. So if you go back to your browsing, you type in WinRAR and go to download free support. Now you can download WinRAR right here. Oh, wait. Don't download that one. Go to download WinRAR and see that it has a WinRAR 6.24. It might be different if you're watching this at a different time, but this is the latest one for me. Download if you have the 64-bit Windows, or download if you have 32, and I have a 64, so I'll get 64. Hit save. I'll hit my folder. So go back to your folder and double-click WinRAR. Hit yes on this. Hit install. You can toggle all if you want, but it doesn't really matter. For me, I would add WinRAR to desktop, but in your case, you don't have to, so I'm just going to not. Hit OK and hit done. After you're done, you can just close this. Now for the server, you want to double click and you want to go down. Oh, so if you're on Windows 10, you'll be able to right click and it'll be like right here. It'll be extract all. So let me see if I can get to the, no, this is, and I'm on Windows 11. So I have to right click on this. Go down to WinRAR, so you'll see it right here, and go to extract files. And then hit OK. After you hit OK, you can double click on this, minimize your browser. Minimize your browser, and then you go here, and then you'll be looking for FX server, which is, in my case, it's right here. So double click on FX server. Hit allow. Minimize this. See what it says. Okay. We can just minus this. Go back to your browser for TXM login. And then hit link account. Okay. If you do not have. Okay. Before we hit continue, I want to show you guys how to look up cfx.re. I'll also leave this down in the description. This will be the cfx.re community. This is for basically FiveM and RedM, which is Red Dead Redemption. and you go here and you want to create an account. So I already have an account, but if you do not, just log into an account, create one, do whatever you have to do. But after you log into one, then you go over here and then you hit continue. Usually if you're not signed in, it'll tell you to sign in, and then you'll sign into the account you just made. So for me, I just have to hit continue. For my password, that one's a little bit longer than that. Hit the check mark that says I have read and agreed to the CFR-TOS as well as that TXMN license. You don't gotta read them. Oh, whoops. Well, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Then create master account. Now for this, you want to hit next. For me, it's going to be test server, but for you, it's going to be whatever you want to name your server. Now for the development type, this is how I highly recommend for you do the popular receipts. And now if you guys are wanting to do a more in-depth roleplay, so if you don't want a F1 menu based roleplay, then you don't have to. But these ones, this was a little bit more, so it's like an ESX Legacy where you eat, drink, you earn money, just basically like GTA 5 online, and then all that other cool stuff. This one you can have gangs and all that. Same for both of these, but that's not how I like to run mine. I like to run mine off of actual role playing and not, like working to get yourself up in the system. But I just like actual role playing. It doesn't matter. So I run with a CFX default FiveM. You guys can click any one you want. Just me personally, I run mine off CFX default FiveM. And I'll also give you guys some of my scripts that I use for my server, because it just makes my server feel a little bit more alive. Now for me, if I were you guys, I would go down to your drive. Now, this is where your server, where you'll add all your plugins, your mods, and everything else to it. So if it was me, I would go to one of your disk drives that you're going to use to put your server in. So for me, I'll put it in games. And for me, I'll create a new folder. Oh, whoops. I'll create a new folder, and I'll add it test server. Oh, whoops. If I know how to write. So I'll test server. I'll double click on it. And I'll hit Control A, Control C, and this will copy the path direction. I'll go back to here to go back to change path. Control A, backspace, and then Control V, and then I'll hit save. And then I'll go to receipt developer. Now right here, I'll just hit, well, if you guys want to, change the name to whatever you want to name it to. You can call it San Andreas Roleplay. You can name it anything you really want, but I'm going to name mine test server. Now I'm going to hit next. Now for your license key, this is what it's going to do. So the cfx.re, that's the one I was telling you about. Make sure that you logged in and got an account, because right here you're going to click on the key master and you're going to sign in. Now right here, if you guys want to get to this again, if you guys can't get to that for whatever reason, you can also just type in FiveM keymaster, and then it'll pop up right here. I'll also leave the link down in the description just in case. Now for what we're going to do, we're going to register a new server. Display name, test server, initial IP. So you're going to put your IP in, to get your IP, say my IP. Just click whatever the first one you have, and then just copy the IPv4. It don't matter what, doesn't matter which one you do. Pick a server type. I just pick a dedicated server, or actually, my bad. Do not pick dedicated server. Pick other/home hosted. That is my bad. Home. Then for which server provider are you using? Say computer or home. It don't matter what you put. And then hit generate. Now after this, you want to hit copy on your key. So after you hit copy on it, you guys can see it if you guys want to. I'm going to delete it after this anyways. Now you want to go back to your server, and license key, you want Control V. and then run receipt. Now hit next. All right, here it's it's the basics to run a FiveM server, and I'll be showing you guys a lot more mods that you guys can put in your FiveM server to make it run a little bit better. And for your project name, if you guys want your server name to show up, put it in as SAN, or in my case, put it as whatever you want. I'm gonna put mine test server. And then if you want a project description, I can put, I'm gonna delete this real quick. Test server for YouTube. Now don't mess with anything else and hit save and run server. Now right now I'll be creating a whole list trying to run your server. And this is also with txadmin. You could also pop it up right here. And this will be the cfx.re server, which will pop up in your terminal. And it will also be running right here. See how it's linked together? So if you guys want to open, so you guys open this, and if txadmin is not open, then you go to here, type in txadmin, and if it tells you to link it again, your link should be right here. Use pin to add a new master account. So that's to add an extra one. And if you want your friends to be a master account, so say that this is my server computer and they have to restart the server, and they could just hit restart on the server. So you don't have to manually do it by yourself if you have someone that you want to trust. Now, for you guys, it says what? The error yarn. So this, I get this a lot. They're like, hey, you get yarn. For me, what happens, right? I would usually close this. Okay, before we do that, let's run FiveM real quick. Now what we'll do is we'll F8 and we'll connect local host. This will connect us to our local host server, which will be us. That means we're hosting it, so this will be our server. I don't know how else to make that clear. Boom, we are now in our server. If you click F8, you also see if there's anything running wrong, which at this time there isn't because we have no mods installed. So boom, here we go. We got our own FiveM server and we got it up on the list. The only thing is that online people cannot use it because we do not have our server port forwarded. So at this time, to fix that yarn issue, I'm going to hit F8 and then type in quit in the search bar, which will send us back to here. And now what I was telling you guys earlier, well, I was about to tell you guys, what I would do is I would click this, I would go back to our CFX server, and I would close it, right? And then I think that should close our server right here. Yep, it did. I'll go back to dashboard on here because we don't need txadmin really again. We can delete that and delete that. Hit restart or refresh. Now, what I would do is I would pull back open our test server, go back to downloads, and if I were you guys, I would hit control, I'd select server, tx data, and start by default, and I would drag it off to the side for now. Usually, I like to put it on the side of the screen for me, and then you guys can delete those too. Now for this, I don't know, is it because you have to find a specific path, so you don't really need that. You can just delete that. And go to server and go back down to FX server. Now for you guys, you should be able to create a duplicate, but for me, I gotta hit show more options. I'm gonna create a shortcut or a shortcut. That's what I really meant. Scroll down and put the shortcut back on your home desktop. This is just so you could start it up easier without going into here and having to find FX server all over. So you just click on this and it'll run. Hit allow. And it'll run it again. Now after it started, You see how it does not say the yarn problems again? It scanned, it found our resources, and it started all of them. No more yarn. And usually if it did pop up again, just restart your computer. It should be perfectly fine after that. So now what we can do is we can close this. Go back to FiveM. Hit F8. Or actually, it's right here. So maybe we can just connect to it right here. If not, then we have to do F8. Yeah, it's connecting. Alright. Now we're back into our FiveM server. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I hope this helped you guys out a lot. I tried getting my mic up a little bit better. And it's a new year. I'm going to be trying to post as much as I could. I said that last year, but then my whole operation with the Kapui. But hopefully you guys did like the video. I hope you guys do join the Discord and do join my server. And yeah, I'm trying to kickstart it. And I hope I'll see you guys there. Peace, peace.